Hey, we are recording now. So good evening. It is July 7th. I was listening to some YouTube channels earlier today, and they were talking about the housing market. One went into a lot of data, specifically that they're in a seller's market. I think that she was out of the California market, and she kind of went into depth on some of the stats there. And none of it rang true where I'm at. So I just kind of wanted to dive in. I was just going to follow up after listening to her on what's really happening here locally. None of what she was talking about felt like what I'm experiencing here in this market. And then Michael Zuber, One Rental at a Time, was talking about the housing market probably coming to a standstill here in the last 6 months of the year as we go into the election season. We're seeing an influx of inventory. He suspects that inventory will pull back as sellers give up, and rates seem to be spiking a little bit higher. So he thinks just kind of that election jitters going into the election season may halt what's left of this housing market going into a quiet part of the year. I'm not sure if what he's saying is true. I just wanted to kind of look at some stats here, just to kind of see what's happening locally as well. And I'm going to share the window here if I can find the window. All right. There we go. Okay, so we're going to use our local MLS stats. So I'm going to dive into InfoSparks here. So this chart goes back to 2005 when they started tracking the data. So we started at about almost 17,000 housing units for sale, and then went up to almost 24,000. Today we're at 5,788. That's in a population of almost 3 million people. That's the Twin Cities metro area in Minnesota. So Minneapolis, St. Paul, and all the suburbs, the 13 county metro area. So quite a large area. And then obviously that's overall stats, 5,788. The median house price in the Twin Cities is 385,000 right now. It's up from about, I think, 350 or 360 from last year. So we'll just go, I broke it down by market. So under 300,000, there's only 664 houses for sale. These are single family. If we go to all property types, see if it crunches the numbers. I have to download the data. So I tried to download everything I was going to show, but I already went off the track here. So it just takes a little bit to crunch the numbers. I think I'm going to switch back to single family here. There we go. 300 to 400 is 1,000 units, 1,110 units. We peaked in 2008 at 3,935 roughly. So that's between 3 and 400,000. So you can say that inventory has really spiked up. You can see that jump up right there. And, but if you look at historical, we hardly have any inventory at all. 400 to 500,000. Now we're going to see a little bit bigger jump. So we were at 812 units coming off the pandemic here, 2021, 2022, rates started coming up, and that inventory started to build, 1,142 units for sale. Over 500,000, that's really spiked up. So 2,873 housing units for sale. So that is pre-pandemic level. Well, yeah, that's above pre-pandemic level. So definitely over 500. It's two different housing markets. So if you're down in that starter home range, there's hardly anything to choose from. Now, month supply, that's going to tell you the speed of which everything is selling. So under 300,000, you're at 1.2 months supply. Going to take say 4 or 5 months to build a new house. So that's kind of the break point where they'll call it going from a buyer's market to a balanced market is right around that 4 or 5 month mark. So we're at 1.2 months supply. Back during the pandemic, or not the pandemic, but during the housing crash, we were at 9 months supply. 300 to 400, we're at a 1.4 month supply. So things are still selling fast. That's a pretty good clip for houses to be selling. That's what I'm experiencing in the market, getting multiple offers on that lower price point stuff. You come into the 400 or 500 range, even though inventory's picked up, you're at 2.2 months supply, so there's still demand there. And then you get up to 500,000, even though inventory's coming, we're still at a 3.4 month supply. This is starting to get closer to balancing out as we start getting to that 4 or 5 month mark. So that higher end is probably, there's going to be some opportunities in that higher end first. And those are just single family. I didn't break them out with townhouse condo, or, separately that way. So that's kind of interesting to see where that is at. Last week's housing update, I kind of like going through this one. So new listings are down 1%. This is last week ending June 22nd. Pending sales are down almost 4%, and then a 12% increase in inventory overall. So pending sales, inventory of homes for sale is climbing, but as you can see, we're still substantially low. Days on market is climbing a little bit, but that's all price ranges. We broke it out by price range. And then this is the median sales price. Yeah, a year ago, I guess it was 370, not 350. So percent of original list price received, 100%. That's overall market stats. So people are still getting strong offers. And then the housing affordability index continues to go down. We're at 113. So index means the 113 is the median household income is 113% of what is necessary to qualify for the median home price. Month supply of homes has climbed a little bit, but we're still in that low price point. As we anything over 500 is what's really pulling that number up. So we're not seeing much of a change here locally. It doesn't feel like it. That higher price point is slowing down. Market time does feel like it's creeping up, but the stats aren't really reflecting it yet. I suspect it is going to get worse as we go into the fall and winter cycles. If you are looking to buy, I think this winter is going to be a great opportunity to buy into this housing market. So hang tight, look for opportunities. If you're an investor, I think you'll have a shot at some good buys here coming up. So that's what I got for this evening. I'm going to sign off, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks.